I'm in my early 20s and I don't know if I'm making the right decision to pursue an art career. I don't know about what the future holds whatsoever, but all I know is that I want to embrace this beautiful struggle of making art. What do I really mean when I say the struggle of pursuing art in your 20s? Well, it all starts during high school, and maybe for others, it's even earlier than that. But pretty much in high school, we were told that we need to start thinking about the career we want to pursue. Because, we have to take certain courses for the requirements so we can apply to that thing that we supposedly want to pursue as a career. Thinking back to that whole process, it just seemed so intimidating, and for me it was such a big dilemma, and not to mention the fact that we had to make such a big decision at a very young age. And yes, even though by the end of high school most of us are already 18, still 18 just seems so freaking young. And I don't know, not just your feelings or how you feel, but also your mind. But then again, we already had such a big decision to take on, which is so ridiculous. Anyway, back to what I was saying. So, choosing a career around that age was such a big dilemma for me because I knew deep down that I wanted to pursue art. But then again, the idea of having a stable and decent job always took over me. This is making me think about my decisions even before high school. So basically, I didn't even try to apply to a high school that specializes in art. Instead, I went to a high school that specializes in STEM education. And guess what? Yes, I ended up going to a STEM-related program in university. I was a victim. Well, maybe not a victim, but more like I fell into this trap of, I'd rather have a stable job and I'll just do my art thing later, like it's something I'm just gonna deal with down the road. No biggie. If you're at a point in your life where it's time for you to make a decision whether to pursue a career in art or not, I just want to tell you that I understand you. I understand that you're torn about whether you should pursue something that you genuinely enjoy versus something that is practical. Sometimes this dilemma is caused by our parents, but there are also cases where artists are just grappling with the reality that a lot of artists aren't given the proper credit for the work that they're making. It's sad because now they have to pursue something that's more stable. But this is fine because we gotta do what we have to do to survive. But I would say that if one day you come to the realization that you want to pursue an art career, well, go ahead. This doesn't mean that you have to take a huge leap of faith and leave your stable job. No, what I'm saying is that take small steps, baby steps, and slowly transition. Don't be in such a big hurry, because you've got time. You're still in your 20s, and you need to slow down and breathe because it will take time to figure things out. I know that maybe some of you had family members, guidance counselors, teachers telling you that what you choose to study after high school will determine the course of your entire life. I heard that a lot when I was in high school, and it's such a narrow way of looking at things because it's really not the end-all be-all. I know, especially if you're a high school student. It may be hard to wrap this around your head because I was that way. I always thought, I'm just gonna choose this one thing and then I'm gonna do this thing for a very long time and I'll have a stable job, decent pay, etc. In a way, it seemed too far out of reach to go and do my art, but look at me now. I'm changing course. You will learn a lot about yourself during university and or college, and you will struggle a lot with so many different thoughts and possible scenarios. but you'll be surprised at how much you will learn about yourself during that time of your life. But again, yes, it's going to be rough. One of the very helpful things we can do is to redefine the meaning of success in terms of pursuing art. The conventional definition of success in art is always tied to wealth, fame, and recognition. But let's ask ourselves, is it really important for me to get those things right away, or do I feel fulfilled just by doing art? And it doesn't matter if I get famous or wealthy from my art, but if that happens along the way, then that's just a bonus. I want to mention this because to some artists, this may only come up later on, which is the fact that not all artists want to make art for the public or for other people. There's a big difference when you make art for you to see versus making art for other people to see. Again, this is just one of the things that's gonna come up once you start pursuing a career in art. This conversation isn't only relevant to people who are in their 20s, but the reason why I want to talk to you guys in your 20s is because I want to be transparent. I want to be transparent about the fact that these things I'm talking about might only come up later in your life, and I just want to give you food for thought, if you're open to it, of course. As we navigate our 20s and as artists, it's important to embrace the uncertainty that comes with this stage of life. We're going to feel pressured to have everything figured out, but we have to remember that it's okay to be lost, because we'll always find a way to figure things out. That's just how we're programmed. So take time to experiment and avoid rushing your decisions. Being in our 20s is just the beginning of experiencing life and art. You got this, so keep creating, and I will see you in the next video.